Hey guys, what's going on? So, Random League just started, and there's a new set of ban units, and I already won all 8 of my victories. I was 8-0. I didn't lose a single battle, and that's what 8-0 means, in case you didn't know. I don't know why I said that. These are all my decks, but I am going to focus on this deck. So this is obviously a toxic Necromancer, Minotaur, which it is the version that I feel like you should be using. I'm using Curse of the Spirit so that it costs them more. I guess you could run multiple summoning. I just don't like getting stuck with summoners. With Minotaur, I'm running Berserk Madness and Ancient Rampage. Ancient Rampage is the key here. Whenever it appears, it stuns 3 units. And something that I loved abusing is the polymorph ability on the Witch. I love leveling up like a bunch of Harley Quinns and then just copying a Witch, like a level 3, leveling up a leveling up a Harley Quinn with Dryads, and then copying a level 3 Witch. Like when I see a level 3 Witch on my field, I just want to upgrade all my Harley Quinns, and you'll see it happen. I just want to upgrade all my Harley Quinns and just copy it, because then it will become literally anything else. It could become another Witch, which is great. It can become another Minotaur, which is great. It could become another Dryad, which is great. If it becomes another Harley Quinn, you can then recopy one that hasn't already polymorphed, and then have that work again. You could, it could become a summoner that you can enhance summoning in order for it to become a witch again. I love it. It's hilarious. My other decks, just really quickly, I did a Blade Dancer deck that I never played. This was the deck that I played the most, or I'm sorry. The Toxic deck is the deck that I played the most. That's why I'm featuring it in this video. But the other decks, the other times I played, it was with this Tesla Electro Chain deck, which I also think is very good. I don't know if it's the best, but I think it was fun to play last season. And so I just decided to carry it over. I built a Riding Hood deck that I obviously never used, and I think I played a Banshee deck. Did I play a Banshee? I might have played Banshee one time. But we're just going to go through this, because this was hilarious. And the reason why I decided to do this was specifically because if you go into all of the heroes in Random League, all of your percentages are, for all of your things, are very different. For Mermaid, there is a 60% activation chance, in the case that you use your Mermaid. And so the 60% activation is the chance that it will cleanse. You no longer get a 100% chance. They did not invest all of their points. It's better than, I believe, Mirror Match. There was some other unit, there was some other event that I just posted where the percentage was, I think it was like 40%, but if you invest all of your points, obviously when you use your Mermaid bubbles, that's 100%. But in these, now that there is now that you can have a smaller percentage and it's not just automatically 100% because of the hero change, that's something that you can actively abuse. And I thought to myself, and I was like, a 60% chance is also not even a guarantee. So you could your opponent could technically have a Mermaid, have the Mermaid bubble hit the thing, and it still doesn't cleanse. It's madness. And then I was just playing against, I knew that in the beginning of Random League, I would play against like bad people that just make nonsense decks. And so I was punishing people like that, but I was also attempting to try to punish people that are using Mermaid. And so, yeah, I'm just going to go through all of these because they're all great and they're all hilarious. And so I think this is where it starts. Yeah, this is where it starts. The deck is great. I'm using weakness tiles so that you give them extra tiles. So even within the square that they're supposed to use, he still also has a weakness tile. He's doing Tesla, but he doesn't have the cleanse, so there's no way for him to cleanse. The way that I did this, whenever I was actively trying to use this Minotaur deck, and so I was actively I was actively just Xing out any deck that had a mermaid in it or any deck that had the ability to cleanse. And so since most people were not even trying to cleanse early on, these early games are really easy. I get really screwed over in this opening. I was like, can I get a Minotaur? And so, and that's all you need. Another thing about this deck is that with Necromancer, you also have the Necromancer tiles that give you insta-kill. The movement square, or the movement spell is one of my best friends in this tournament. Being able to upgrade a Minotaur just randomly and then getting a movement tile, a movement spell, and then being able to move it into the Necromancer tile is just great. Obviously, you're trying to just summon in a Minotaur on a Necromancer tile, but sometimes it just doesn't happen. Oh, right here. I just go crazy with my upgrades on... I had so many Dryads and Harlequins, and when I got that level 3 Witch, I was just like, let's go. Let's just copy them all. It's great. Like, you never care what you get. Obviously, as much as you can, you want to upgrade your Witch first. That would be ideal. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. I get a Friends right here, at which point I want to get rid of this Witch. And so I think I upgrade, yeah, I upgrade it, merge it out. Luckily, the thing that gets upgraded was the Minotaur in the center. And then I'm able to get rid of everything else. I'm trying to get rid of everything in the center I'm trying to leave like Minotaurs in the center so that I can abuse Friends. But this guy doesn't have any way of cleansing. I don't know what his plan was, especially because he's running Electro Chain, so he can't even really just keep merging out his Teslas. I have a level 6 on a tile. On a Necromancer tile. The thing about Minotaur is that all you need to do is either summon in a Minotaur and they all go crazy and do like crazy damage, or upgrade a Minotaur with your Dryad and then they all go crazy with the damage. Right there, I double upgrade my Witches. I love doing it. It's my favorite thing. Polymorph is such an underrated talent. It does so much for you. Especially when they become Witches again or become Harlequins and then you can copy them again. You're just getting so much value out of it. I get another Friends. I have this level 3 Summoner in the corner, and that would obviously be awkward, but then you have an enhanced summoning, at which point I could theoretically upgrade a Witch again. I don't. I use the Harlequin on the Summoner and then get a level 4. Minotaur does just a large quantity of damage as well, or at least for as long as you need it to do enough damage. I think this was my most difficult Minotaur match, and I was wondering, like, how is this guy still alive? And then he just eventually just dies. I have a level 6. What is that, a level 7? Do I have a level 7? I have a level 7. And then he just quits. The other matches were much easier than that one. I say much easier, and it's like, I assume that didn't even look that difficult. This guy gets screwed over, like, pretty hard. Again, he doesn't have any cleanse, because the cleanse is on the 13 talent, and then he's not running anything else. So, what happens is, he decides to, he gets like a lot of Dryads in the early game, and then I'm just like waiting for him to commit to something, and then he like super commits to a singular sword, and then I just witch it, and then it's like, I'm like, what do you got? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do about this? Even just stunning a sword would be crazy. I gave him the bad luck, and so he's also getting bad or negated merges. So right here he has a bunch of Dryads and he has one sword. He has a sword that isn't even an ancient sword, because he's obviously doing sword DPS. And And so what he has to do is get an actual sword, and then he will have an ancient sword. At which point I have all of these witches that I'm literally just waiting to get to 700, so that I can have max the witch curse. It has max curse. So right here, he overcommits to this level 5, and I'm just like, all right. I guess I'm just gonna wait for the 700 and then just super witch you. Right here, it looks like I'm dying, but all I need to do is literally just summon in anything. He's able to get past the Bedlam with the gadget, and I'm just like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do now? What's your plan? What's your plan, man? You can punish so many decks. One, because a lot of people don't run Cleanse and don't realize how good Cleanse is. And then two, even if they're running Mermaid doesn't cleanse 100% of the time. And so this deck can still technically work. The times that I played Tesla, they X'd this deck out, and then I just ended up playing Tesla. It's insane. It was crazy. What is this? 1, 2. This was Ancient Sword. This was a Tesla battle that I played. I'm gonna post one of my Tesla battles. But this is another one. This is great. High Arcanist Crystalmancer, no Mermaid. He is just running somewhat toxic Crystalmancer. He has Shamans, and I just don't summon in here. At which point he uses 2 Shamans and hits nothing. His upgrades are Scrapper, and he's running a Harley Quinn for some reason. His choice of upgrade is Scrapper. He's gonna Scrapper his way to victory. I'm waiting for him to, like, do something, because right now he has a level 2 Crystalmancer that he could easily just kind of, like, get rid of. I don't need to overcommit to this. I get, like, the 1 witch on him. That's basically it. I can upgrade the level 4 Minotaur on the tile, because I got the one on the tile. I don't have Cleanse in this deck either, to be fair. So normally I either block out their toxic decks or their mermaid decks. So in that order. Like if they have a toxic deck, I just X that out. And if they don't have toxic decks, I just X out their mermaid decks. And then just play, and then hope I can play this. And if I can't play this, then I'd rather just damage race them with the Tesla deck. And that was my strategy for this entire random league. He gets bedlammed into this, at which point I can use all my witches, but I don't feel like I need to. I get the 700. I get the 700 on my Minotaur. I have the Dryad in order to upgrade a Minotaur to clear this entire wave. He tries to shaman me. He's somehow still alive. There's just such an inevitability when they're not running Cleanse. And that's what I was counting on. Where are we? This is an actual Crystalmancer deck, but again, he doesn't have Cleanse. He's running Crystalmancer Fortuna for reasons. He has a Mime. I don't understand any part of this deck. The fact that people are still trying to run Hyrcanist is crazy. Like, they give you access to, like, all of these legendary cards. And the fact that, the idea that people are still choosing to run Hyrcanist is insane. Especially with no Cleanse. There's not a Cleanse. You know what? A Portal Keeper in this deck would make a lot of sense. I think I would accept a Portal Keeper being in this deck. Certainly more above the Mime. He basically just cleared his entire field, so it's not very hard for me to just super witch him, which is what I do, even though I didn't get to the 700. And somehow, because of the Cruel Joke, the witch hits that went onto the Crystalmancer faded away, because it was the opposite one, and it didn't stick. I witch him again. And this time it sticks. And then I'm just like, okay, now what? Wait, what's your plan? What's your plan here? You gonna merge it out? What are you gonna do? And then he overcommits. And then he gets it to a level 5. And can't do anything. I have like all 3 of my witches, my level 3 witches, and they're all like gonna polymorph. It's now in the Necromancer path. So it's a level 6, and it's now in the Necromancer path. So now I'm just completely shutting it down. The amount of easy that this tournament was crazy. What are we, like 3, 4? What is this? Battle number 4 out of 8. This is the most battles I will ever showcase on like a thing. Yeah. And then it was this one. He opts to play Electro Chain with Supercharge. So he still doesn't have a Cleanse. And he's playing Necromancer for reasons. It does literally nothing for his deck. And now he has to set up 8 Teslas. And he can't, it's the worst deck to merge out. Like, he can't merge out Teslas, because then you don't have the Electro Chain anymore. 8 Teslas is kind of a lot of Teslas. He can't even Harlequin Teslas, because again, he doesn't have Cleanse. And so eventually he just commits to some of them. All of these Dryads they almost feel like dead cards. Because if he uses all the Dryads, and I use Witch, and it witches the thing that he just Dryaded, like, what is he gonna do? It just blows my mind that people could build decks and not have any way of cleansing. Like, I don't understand. This random league should not have been this easy. And it was the easiest random league I've ever done. I actually get screwed over right there. I didn't have enough power to kill the Tribunal, and the Tribunal messed up like a large quantity of my board. But I am left with a level 4 Minotaur on a tile, and he basically, like, there's just an inevitability. Like, eventually I'm going to witch his entire board, and he can't do anything about it. Because he can't keep merging things out. I witch, like, and it hits both of his Teslas, because he doesn't even have a lot on the board. If he keeps the ones on the outside, I'm gonna use Necromancer and lock all of that out. So he gets the level 3 on the inside, and that's the only thing saving him right now. I have triple witch that are all gonna polymorph. Every time he uses these dryads, it's just giving him less things on the field, and therefore more my witches hit much more efficiently. At which point I get his level 4. I wanted a level 3. I wanted a Dryad to get this to a level 3 Witch so bad. I was trying so hard to get a Dryad so that I could upgrade this Witch and then double copy it with the Harlequins. And I was like, it's fine. I'll just give myself 2 level 5 Minotaurs on tiles. I gave him a bad luck in the case that he decides to summon in and merge things. But yeah, highly recommend Minotaur. Minotaur Toxic. All you have to do is just X out their Toxic, because you have no way of cleansing either. So you just X out their Toxic, and then if they don't have Toxic, you just X out their Mermaid decks, and win every game. I'll catch you guys next video.